You're listening to Shaun of the South podcast, brought to you by Food City, fresh, local, and full of flavor. From certified Angus beef and locally grown produce to fresh sushi, wings, and Dietz and Watson deli meats, Food City has it all, ready to go. Enjoy curbside pickup, full-service floral, and pharmacies that accept thousands of insurance plans and benefit cards. Earn fuel bucks and save at any Gas and Go fuel center, because nobody does food like Food City. Find your nearest store at foodcity.com. Waffle House. My waitress has a bunch of tattoos. The women customers in the booth behind me are talking about it, in voices loud enough to alter the migratory patterns of waterfowl. Did you see all her tattoos? Our waitress? Oh my gosh. I know. Why do they do that to themselves? Oh, I know. I personally do not have tattoos. I come from teetotaling fundamentalists whose moms ironed our fruit of the looms. If I had come home, for example, with a Superman tattoo on my chest, the proverbial fertilizer would have hit the proverbial oscillating fan. But I don't dislike tattoos the way some do. No, tattoos weren't in fashion when we were young, but if they had been, believe me, we would have them. I know this because during my youth, members of my generation were clamoring to purchase $10 polo shirts with $90 alligators embroidered on the fronts. My friend Pete and I were the only ones in the entire 5th grade who did not own Izod polo shirts. So Pete and I took matters into our own hands. Pete's mom had an embroidery machine. We begged her to craft a dozen alligator patches to sew on our Kmart polos, and voila, it would be instant cool factor. We gave Pete's mom detailed instructions, then left her unsupervised, which, looking back, was a mistake. Because Pete's mother delivered 12 polo shirts bearing colorful patches of Snoopy, Papa Smurf, and 4 of the original 7 dwarves. The waitress was visiting each table in the Waffle House, warming up coffees. She visited 2 ladies behind me. The ladies represented my generation, and their conversation kept getting louder. They just look so trashy, tattoos, that's what I think. I know, I wish I could tell these kids, quit screwing up your bodies, it's so stupid. The young waitress finally made it to my table. I saw her ink work. Her arm was painted in a sleeve of faded reds and greens. Images of dragons adorned her forearms. I said, "I like your tattoos." She smiled, then glanced at the ladies in the booth behind me, who were evidently trying to speak quietly, but were still using voices that rattled most dental fillings. "Thanks," the waitress replied to me. And that's when I noticed a date inscribed beneath one of the dragon tattoos. The waitress noticed me staring. She said, "It's my son." She gave me a better presentation of her artwork. "He used to love dragons." "What's your son's name?" I said. She smiled again. This time, the smile looked like it hurt a little. "His name was Daniel." Was. She moved away from my table and kept about her busy work. Meantime, the women behind me kept about theirs. "I see so many pretty girls with tattoos," one woman said. "I just don't get it. I know, why would anyone want to look like that? I have no idea. I'd be so embarrassed if it were me." The waitress visited my table again. She tore off my check and placed it face down. "Anything else?" she asked. I said, "Yes. Can I ask you a question?" She waited. "I know it's none of my business," I said, "but what happened to your son?" There were no tears in her eyes, but there were tears in her voice. "He was 11. His uncle was driving. It was instant." None of us said anything. She looked at her own forearm and admired it. "My son designed this one," she said. The ladies behind me had quit talking.
Well, thanks for listening to Sean of the South. I've been your host today, Sean Dietrich, and it has been a true privilege. To find out anything more about what I do, you can visit SeanDietrich.com, or for those who are not particularly good spellers, you can visit SeanOfTheSouth.com, and there you can find out all sorts of information that you didn't know you didn't need to know about me. And while you're there, I hope you take the time to drop me a line. Tell me what's important to you. Tell me what's going on in your life. I'd like to hear it. And in case anyone hadn't told you today already, I love you. Now go say that to somebody else. Have a great day.